Namaste students, welcome to the video tutorial part 2 on chapter 10 denudation. In this video we will be talking about the work of rivers in the remaining two courses, the middle and lower course, and then the work of wind as an agent of denudation. And Vedic Meta, let's begin. After leaving the upper course, that is the mountainous areas, the river enters into the middle course. Here the main work of the river is to erode sideways and transport materials. So erosion and transportation both are done here. The most common landforms that are created here are floodplains and meanders. As you are aware, the middle course, the river bed is less steep. So because of this, the velocity of the river decreases. And wherever there are obstructions in the path of the river in the middle course, the river begins to meander or move around the obstacle. The sides of the valleys are also not very steep, so the river cuts sideways. Common landforms, as I told you, are alluvial fans and meanders. When we talk about meanders, we will also look at some landforms like turbulence and point bar deposits. What you can see in this picture is the river is coming up from the mountains, and the mountainous course is nearing the end. So whatever bed load was carried by the river due to hydraulic plucking is finally deposited at the base of the hill or the mountain. This feature is known as an alluvial fan, mostly consists of bigger pieces of rock. This picture here shows how the river takes turns along the surface. These turns are taken because there may be obstructions in the path of the river which the river is not able to erode or cut through because of its reduced velocity. This pattern is known as meandering pattern of the river. If you notice carefully, at any meander, one of the banks is shown in dark color, presence of water, while the opposite bank is shown as light, which can be deposits of sand or other material. This is what happens when a river meanders, as you will be able to see lots of meanders here, the river bending and curving. We'll talk about what happens at a meander in the next part. This picture shows the activity of the river at a meander. The meander is towards the top of the picture. As soon as the river turns, the outer bank of the river, the water will flow at a faster speed in order to make the turn. As a result, the river will have more velocity, and because of that more velocity, there will be the work of erosion on the outer bank of the river. So the place B, which is shown here in the picture, river will erode and it will cut the banks. That's why this landform here is known as a cut bank. Whereas at place A, where the speed of the water is slow at a turn, the work of the river will be to deposit material, and these deposits are known as point bar deposits. Look at the cross section of the river at point B. Because the river is flowing at a faster speed, the slope of the river will be steeper, whereas at A, because of deposition, the slope of the river will be gentle. Another landform that is created in the river bed because of the velocity change of the river is an oxbow lake. Now, oxbow lake is generally formed when the river meanders, and on either side of the bend, that's the neck of the river erodes. Gradually, over a long period of time, the two ends of the meander, that is the neck of the meander, due to erosion, narrows down, and there is a time when the river starts flowing straight, cutting through the neck of the meanders, and the river stops flowing inside the meander and starts flowing straight. And due to the deposition of material in both the necks, the meander is cut off from the rest of the river, and that meander which has been cut off is then converted into a lake. This shape of the lake is like an oxbow lake. Once the middle course is over, the third course, the final stage of the river begins, which is the lower course. Here the river bed becomes very gentle, almost flat. So definitely the capacity of the river to transport material decreases, and all the material that the river is carried is deposited in the lower course. The most common landforms created here are floodplains and deltas. To summarize, the lower course of the river, the slope is the gentlest. The almost flat land is known as floodplain, where the river deposits the sediment on either side of the river. When the river reaches the mouth, that is open water in a lake or a sea, the river deposits all the sediments in that area, forming a bed. Let us look at some illustrations of landforms created in the lower course. As the river meanders, it widens the banks, creating floodplains, and these floodplains are the areas where maximum agriculture takes place. The Egyptian civilization, the Mesopotamian civilization, the Indus civilization, and the Chinese civilization all flourished on the floodplains of the river, where most fertile soil is deposited. The river also deposits material on its way in the middle of the river bed, forming channel bar deposits. In the picture below, you will find islands within the river where deposits are made due to reduced velocity of the water. The last landform that is created by a river at the mouth is known as a delta. You will be able to see lots of deposits of sediment at the mouth, where the river coming from the northeast empties into the water body. The shape of the delta, as you can see here, is almost triangular. This is another picture of a lake in which a river empties. So the dark portion is the sediments that is deposited by the river, which forms a delta. Deltas can be of various types. Two types are shown here. The first one is arcuate delta. An example of this is the Ganges delta, the Brahmaputra delta, which is formed in the Bay of Bengal. Here the triangular shape of the delta is clearly seen, and the whole area is has the deposits of sediments brought by the Ganga river. The second picture is of a bird's foot delta. As you can see here, only some portion of the delta is seen above the water, rest all portion of the delta is submerged. This happens when the land at the coast or at the mouth is uneven, it is not very shallow. Whereas arcuate delta, the land at the mouth is very shallow, so that the sediment deposits rise above the water. Mississippi delta is an example of bird's foot delta. Resembles the foot of a bird. The next agent of denudation or gradation are winds. Winds are moving air. When the wind blows, it carries out all the work of erosion, transportation, and deposition, and in that process it creates beautiful deserts and landscapes. It transports material over oceans and deposits material in different areas of the world, creating beautiful landforms. So, these landforms are created in these regions where erosion and deposition by wind are the dominant sources of denudation. They also shape the face of the landscape, as we showed in the beautiful desert pictures and other landforms. Most of the dry climates of the earth are those regions where wind action is more dominant, where there are no rivers, no glaciers, or no sea waves. These areas are generally the very arid, very dry deserts and semi-arid or semi-dry steppe grasslands of the world. Let's look at some of the characteristics of wind as an agent of erosion. Now, because wind is free flowing, the impact of gravity will be less on the wind. The wind will be able to blow straight as well as slow and fast. Over gentle and even steep slopes, the wind will be able to blow sand particles. Sand particles upslope as well as downslope above the river Let's look at how wind action can be affected and the carrying capacity of the weathered matter or the broken pieces be affected. Its ability to transport sediments upslope, as I told you, it can pick up sediments and carry them upslope, downslope. The capacity to erode by wind is very less because it does not have enough power of its own compared to ice and water, because they have more density, so they can erode faster than wind. However, wind can erode rocks from all sides like any other agents. Rivers will erode rocks from one side, glaciers will erode rocks from one side, sea waves will also erode rocks from one side, but wind can erode rocks from all sides. That's a special capacity. Let's look at some controlling factors for wind erosion. First one is wind velocity. If the velocity of the wind is high, it will be able to erode faster. If the surface roughness is more, if the surface is rough, wind will be able to cause more erosion due to more friction with the surface. The size of the sand grains that the wind carries is also a controlling factor of erosion. Bigger sand size particles, wind will be able to erode faster. The type of rocks also are a factor for wind erosion. Sedimentary rocks will be eroded faster by wind than igneous or metamorphic rocks. So as I told you, with an increase in wind velocity, the erosive force of the wind also increases exponentially. If winds blow continuously in the same direction, the rate of erosion by wind will be higher. Maximum erosion by wind occurs only a few meters above the ground. The reason behind this is wind is not able to carry materials up to great heights. So whatever particles are carried by the wind, they will do the erosion. Let's look at some factors which reduce wind velocity as the wind is blowing. Boulders, trees, buildings, shrubs, and even small plants like grass and herbs will also reduce wind velocity. What do these obstructions do? They increase the frictional roughness of the surface, and so when wind causes a lot of friction with the surface, its velocity is reduced. Vegetation can also reduce the erosional effects of wind, as vegetation will bind the soil particles to the ground, so wind will not be able to erode the material faster. Erosion, transportation and deposition by wind creates some of the most beautiful types of deserts on the surface of the earth, which are of three basic types. The first type is known as earth, is a sea of sand. This kind of deserts are found in Sahara and Arabia. Around 20% of the world's deserts are earths, with hardly any vegetation which is found in desert. The second type of deserts are known as red or desert pavement. These deserts are formed when blowing wind deflates or carries away sand particles from the surface, leaving behind smoothened, rounded pebbles on the surface. They make up the surface of the desert. So, this kind of deserts are mostly found in Australia. These two pictures are pictures of desert pavements, that is red, you can see here, horizontal picture where sand is being removed by blowing wind and the pebbles are left behind smoothened by wind on the surface. The third type of deserts are known as hammada. These are barren rocky deserts. As you can see, only bedrock remains here. All small materials and sand and small pebbles have been removed by wind, so only rocks are left behind. These kind of deserts are found at the beginning of a arid region, where wind erosion is the maximum. Let's look at how wind causes erosion. Wind erosion is caused by deflation and aberration. Deflation is the process by which wind, as it blows, it lifts up sand particles and other particles, clay particles, away from the surface. We already talked about this in the desert pavement. It leads to the creation of desert pavement. Aberration is the process by which the sand carried by the wind is used as an ammunition to blast off rock surfaces. So slowly and slowly rocks are eroded due to aberration. So It is much less effective than erosion by river. We already know that. Deflation, abrasion, and the third process by which wind erodes is attrition. When the sand particles are carried by the wind, they are bouncing, jumping and hopping in the air. They collide with themselves and they are reduced to smaller pieces. Landforms created due to wind erosion include deflation hollow. As you can see here, as the wind is blowing over a surface in a particular direction, it continues to deflate sand from that region and creates a hollow depression which is known as deflation hollow. Let's look at how transportation is done by wind.
Transport material in three different ways: by suspension, saltation, and surface creep. Very fine sand can transport material in three different ways: by suspension, saltation, and surface creep. Very fine sand that is picked up by deflation is suspended in the wind and can be carried for a very long distance, for hundreds or even thousands of miles. If any rocks are encountered along the way, this suspended material can be used for abrasion. Saltation is when particles between 0.1 and 1 millimeter in size bounce along the ground up to 1.5 meters high. Saltating material can also be used for abrasion, and this explains why rocks get eroded at a faster rate closer to the ground. Surface creep involves larger particles than sand between them.
So, Aeolian transportation can be in the form of dust storms or sandstorms. Dust storms can extend thousands of feet up. You might have seen the dust storm in the movie Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. And the sandstorms which are very common because the wind carries sand particles near the surface. During transportation, due to attrition, the sand particles are further broken up into smaller and smaller particles, resulting in the formation of very fine silt. This silt is deposited in the Gobi Desert as lowest deposits, which forms very fertile soil in that region. So this is what happens during transportation by wind. The final work of the wind is deposition. Now, when will winds deposit?
Wind loses energy, it deposits the material it's been carrying. This can happen when the wind speed drops or it meets an obstacle. Fine sediment, known as node, can build up on a sheltered area behind rocks and vegetation. As the obstacle gets larger, more material is deposited. This is how sand dunes can start to form. And this is how desert landscapes are shaped by the wind.
So let's look at the favorable conditions so that dunes or sand dunes can be formed by deposition action of wind. First, if the wind carries enough sand particles beyond its capacity, the wind will not be able to hold the extra material, and the extra sand particles are deposited in the form of dunes. If there is a sudden change in the velocity of the wind because of an obstruction or because of temperature conditions, the wind is forced to drop material on the surface, creating dunes. If there are obstacles on the path of the wind is forced to deposit material as it is not able to erode that obstacle due to its decreased velocity. If there is a suitable place for the sand to be accumulated by wind, the wind deposits the sand there and helps in the development of a sand dune. If there is rain while the wind is carrying sand particles, the raindrops settle on the sand particles, making them heavy, and wind is not able to carry them, so it has to deposit sand at that particular location, resulting in the formation of a sand dune. In a desert, especially a sandy desert, sand dunes never remain fixed at a particular place. That's because wind blows continuously in desert areas where there is less vegetation. So the red arrows, they show you that wind carries sand particles, lifts lifts them up and deposits them as it moves forward. Wherever the wind deposits material, dunes are created, and again the wind picks up that material due to deflation and carries the dune forward. So sand dunes keep on shifting in a desert. The two most famous type of dunes are Barren dunes and longitudinal dunes or seep dunes. So we will have a look at how these sand dunes are formed in a desert due to deposition by wind. Let's look at how Barren dunes are formed. As you can see here, wind is blowing from the left side of the picture, and suppose there is an obstruction in the path of the wind will have to deposit the sand that it is carrying on the airflow side of the obstacle. So this mound of sand is then deposited, and when wind blows continuously in the same direction, it deflates winds in different directions. Some sand which is carried upslope is deposited on the other side of the dune, making it a steeper side, while the sand that is carried along by the wind sideways, they are deposited as the wind crosses the obstacle and goes on depositing the sand, forming the horns of the Barren dunes. So these horns extend downwind. They are formed as the wind cannot carry them any further because it is saturated with sand. So it goes on depositing the sand in a sloping direction. This is how Barren dunes are formed. The second type of dunes, which is found most commonly in all the deserts of the world, are seep dunes or longitudinal dunes. You can see here the dunes are formed in a longitudinal manner. They are like straight lines, curved lines, but very long and narrow dunes. These dunes may be parallel to each other also. These kind of sand dunes are formed in those areas where there are two dominant wind directions. Two winds blowing either in opposite directions or two winds which combine together and blow in one particular direction. This picture shows how longitudinal dunes are formed. As you can see here, winds are coming from two directions and they are flowing together in one direction. Here, the sand which is placed in between will be eroded from both the sides, and as the wind moves ahead with the sand particles, it will become heavy and it will deposit that sand slightly ahead in its path, creating longitudinal dunes. These are very narrow dunes. That's the end of chapter 10, Denudation. Thanks for watching. The next tutorial will be on chapter 11, Hydrosphere. Thanks for watching again.